Hey, what's up? It's Coach Benji here, and today I want to talk to you about staying engaged during boring or less exciting training cycles and how we can effectively communicate with our coach, especially if we're new to having a coach. It's not always made clear, like, what do they need to know, what do we need to talk about, and so on and so forth. So, starting off, especially with social media, we're always seeing the big PRs, the big feats of skill and strength. And I know most of us who've been training for a while, we know there's years of training that's required. There's lots and lots of reps and sets that have to happen before, those big lifts happen. And any athlete, whether it's an off season or whether it's just, going through a conditioning or a volume cycle, a lot of times there's going to be times in the gym where you don't want to do what you have to do, right? You don't want to come in and do the split squat for 20 reps, the bear crawls, the plank holds, those things that are really uncomfortable and aren't really what maybe we came into the gym to start training with. But I think we all know it's necessary, right? We need to be able to condition our bodies through longer sets, longer time under tension, maybe more consistent training. It's not all about heavy single reps or big lift PR attempts, right? We have to build a foundation, then we test that foundation, and then we build it up some more, and then we test, going through cycles. So we first off, we have to understand it's necessary, right? Like these cycles are necessary. We have to build our body through repetition and constant work, and we have to know that it's for a reason. And a way that I always say to people, if they're having a hard time coming in and doing training they don't want to do, like the accessories or like the lower percentage, higher volume stuff that's maybe feels a little monotonous or isn't as like mentally engaging for us, you can create challenge. You need to create your own motivation. So for example, here in the video right now, I'm doing some cross single arm lat pull downs and I'm using the whole stack. And that was a big challenge for me. I did some previous sets with less reps, less weight. And I just want to see, man, like, can I do the whole stack for 10 or even 8? Like, that'd be crazy. And I'm even going to film it, put it on Instagram. Everyone will see how strong I am. That is like a kind of a simple way you can create motivation, get yourself maybe a little excited to do maybe movements that you're not as excited to do. You have to make it exciting, make it challenging for yourself. If you're coming in and doing the same weight with the same rep range every time, you can't really progress. And that goes into your main lifts. Like you need to progress everywhere or to the best of your ability. So you can see here, I was doing some bear crawls, one length forward, one length back, and I did it without the sled, and it was pretty hard. Like it was still difficult, but I thought, you know what? Like I might as well make it sexy, make it fun, make it exciting, make it something that I can film and put on Instagram and people will be like, "Wow, that guy's a beast. That guy's real strong." And it's even just adding a little bit of load in a way that you generally don't see. Maybe you don't see it a lot on Instagram. You don't see someone doing a bear crawl with a sled. And that's all that I needed to really add to make it worth my time, worth coming in, make it exciting, make it challenging and attack it like you would your regular lifts. If we fall into these habits of like I'm gonna do chest press dumbbell 50 pounds every single time, I'm never gonna get past 10 pounds. You have to make it harder for yourself. You have to be at that RPE 9 or 10 and really trying to progressively overload in all aspects of your training. And this can also apply to injuries, right? Sometimes we're injured and we just can't hit those big lifts or train in the way we want. You have to find ways to motivate yourself beyond just grit. Because I know we see social media and we see the David Goggins and the I don't care, just do it. Who cares how hard it is? And that works for some people, but for me, I need to be I need to be excited. I need to be motivated. I need to want to do the things I'm doing. So sometimes it's up to you to make that interesting. So how we can communicate into our coaching as well is that, 'cause especially if we're doing stuff that we don't want to do, right? It's boring, it's monotonous, it's harder in a different way than we're accustomed to. If you're having a hard time doing these, talk to your coach. I confirm, why are we doing this? What benefit does it have? Sometimes just knowing and understanding that can be enough to get you to do it, or get enough to just, all right, I'm going to do it. Even though I don't like it, I know it's going to make these split squats are going to make, my legs stronger, which is going to help my weakness because I have a weak front squat, weak quads, a strong pull. I need to fix these weaknesses. That is motivation to make yourself better. And if things aren't working, communicate that with your coach. If you haven't had a talk with your coach about frequency of videos they want or feedback, you really should be having these conversations with your coach about how often do you want me to check in with you or give you feedback, or how often do you want videos to look at. These are great questions to ask, and your coach should be able to explain these things. If you're asking, why am I doing this? How should I be doing it? How does it benefit my training? If your coach can't explain that or give you a very solid answer, or at least give you a reasoning to how it relates to your training or your sport, then, maybe you got a shit coach. I don't want to say that outright, but your coach should be able to give you reasons why you're doing it. We don't just program for the sake of programming. There needs to be a reason. And next one is ask questions. Feel free, ask questions. Am I doing this right? Is this good form? Is this heavy enough? Is it too heavy? Is this what you want to see in the way you're doing it? These are all very good things to ask your coach if you're ever considering, if you're ever asking yourself that question, am I doing this right? And the other thing is make it fun. Make it fun with your coach. Hopefully you have a coach that has a sense of humor, isn't crazy serious. If you can make it fun, oh man, coach giving me these crazy hard exercises, here we go, posting that on Instagram, tagging your coach and tag your gym, get into it. Don't put yourself into an isolated training vacuum where you're just training and you're not communicating with anybody. You're not sharing in your triumphs. You're not sharing in those difficult times of your training. I'm telling you, it helps to be part of a group. So if you're training by yourself, if you're kind of an isolated athlete, then film the boring stuff, post it on Instagram, post it somewhere, show it to your coach, be like, oh man, that sucked, this was hard, man, this is terrible, right? Make it fun. Even just knowing that, oh man, I can't wait to show my coach how awful this was, how hard this was, how hard I worked. That is motivation, and it's great to have discipline. Yes, we need it. You need to be able to come to the gym when we don't always want to, but at the same time, I say, don't make it hard on yourself. Make it fun. Make it exciting. Challenge yourself in different ways. See if, oh man, I just did that bear crawl. That was hard. I wonder if I could add a sled to it. Man, pulling it's pretty hard, but I wonder if I could go backwards with the sled for the whole way. And you can see how slow I'm moving here, right? This is a slow moving exercise. This is taking time. This is not what I normally do. I'm more of like a 1-rep explosive kind of guy, right? But you need to be conditioned. Even if you're a strength athlete, you need a level of conditioning to train properly. So you're going to have to do it anyway. So instead of skipping it or avoiding it or just kind of phoning it in, you need to make it difficult for yourself. Make yourself better through your accessories. You got to do it anyway. You might as well come out of it a better athlete. So keep training out there. Great job for all you guys and girls getting in there, getting those training in, even if we don't want to like it. You're still doing it, and that's what matters. It doesn't matter how you feel coming in and coming out. What matters is you're showing up and you're doing the work. Catch you guys next time.